All right, before we get into this next picture, I would like to ask you all to go get a bowl of cereal, pretend it's Saturday morning, sit down Indian style, and get ready for Barefoot's re-release of the 1976 classic, Once Upon a Girl. Howdy. Welcome back to Squeaky Clean Adult Films. I am Jason from Barefoot and what? And Once Upon a Girl. Have you seen this? A lot of good things to say about it, a lot of bad things to say about it. This was the first animated film we ever released. I believe it's the first animated film we ever did. Well, Alien Lust, Alien-like on our channel. That's got a little animated bugger, but it's live action. And this has live action too. This is an animated film for adults. It has live action wraparounds. It also has a few live action interstitials. But the most part of it is a straight up Hanna-Barbera looking cartoon, which I think looks great. A lot of reviews made fun of the animation. The last review I just read said the animation is just a step above Hanna-Barbera. And I was like, what? So that reviewer is actually saying it's a little better than that. And a lot of people in this movie were from the animated world. Don Jurwich, who just recently died at the age of 87, he co-directed this and he co-wrote it, and he was a big cartoon guy. Flintstones, Tom and Jerry, Scooby-Doo. His co-writer was a cartoon guy. His co-director was a film guy. Kinda. He only worked on a handful of pictures, but he was a film editor and a film producer. Actually produced The Howling for Joe Dante. His co-director was Jack Conrad, and Joel Seibel was his co-writer, and that was a straight-up animation guy. Storyboard artist, storyboard designer, story director, whole IMDb, all cartoons. I still don't understand the difference between cartoons and anime. Is it just that anime is from Asia and America can't use that term, like Indian style? Like sitting Indian style? Hey, I can 25% say that. Okay, the story. Mother Goose is on trial for obscenities. Her stories are obscene, and that's what we're fixing to watch. That's the live action stuff. Mother Goose in court. And once from there we dive into the animation and we do 3 stories. Jack and the Beanstalk, Cinderella, Little Red Riding Hood. What do you say we watch this picture? Let's light this candle, as they say, and I will see you at the end. This is now rated G for your viewing pleasure. It's G-rated.
Why not take
Hi to you all good folks of Floman County. This is WKOK with that good old country music, news, and all the weather that's fit to eat. Ooh-wee! Ain't it a sizzler today? 103 degrees and evaporating rapidly. It's great for the cotton, but lousy for the human beings. Why, it's so bad it can turn your juicy fruit to dust. Oh, sandy flush. Oh, now here's an interesting little news item. A very strange old lady has been apprehended in the heart of our fair community. And she claims to be the original, real Mother Goose. Now, ain't that a cracker? Wait, let's not judge that poor old weirdo until she gets one of our good old American fair tries.
please step inside. Coming, coming! Oh, my. Raise your right hand.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
We do, of course we do.
State your name for the record.
Mama Goose.
You're a witness, Wilbur.
You, claim your name is Mother Goose.
No, that's right, sweetie pie.
I call you Miss Goose.
No, call me Mother.
Order in my court.
Oh, my gracious, you must have used your heater. A feminine fairy tale, Truth League, been charged with disturbing the peace, unlawful assembly,
Postvalue children's moralistic teachings. Now, you were present. You were there as guest speaker this assembly.
Now, would you tell us why and what transpired?
Well, yes. You see, I was there to tell them about the way things truly happened. In the old days, I was forced to tell the accounts of Little Red Riding Hood, Cinderella, Jack and the Beanstalk, for instance. Well, you know, from the man's point of view. Well, if I hadn't set those stories down the way they wanted to hear them, it would have been my head. So, I finally decided that I had to set things right. And now is the time.
How do you mean now?
Well, I guess I'd better start at the beginning. Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Cinderella who slept in the haystack with Jack and the Beanstalk. No, that's the wrong story. No, Little Red Riding Hood was sitting with Little Miss Muff. No, Jack and the Beanstalk. Oh, well, once upon a time. And this, kids, is the real tale of Jack and the Jack and the Beanstalk. Oh, where is that little crumb snatcher? Jack! Oh, Jack! Come out, Jack! Oh, he's a good boy, always into something, curious and studious, always trying to improve his mind. Hello, Pumpkin. What are you doing up that tree?
Can't you see? We're studying nature.
That's no way to collect nuts in May.
Wow, that's what I call a head job.
A minute. Since when do haystacks wear hats?
Shh. Don't give us away, Froggy. I'm so thirsty. Fear makes one's mouth very dry. Hey, look over there. It's old Bossy.
That does it. I'm getting rid of this cow right now. I want you to take her to the village and sell her to the highest bidder. And take this lily pad with you. I told you so, I told you so.
I'm going to write you out of my next Mother Goose story.
Oh, gee, forthwith. Who are you? Can ye not tell? Hast thou not heard of Dopey, Sneezy, Grumpy, Lumpy, Bumpy, and Rumpy? Hark, I am thy eighth dwarf. That's weird. That's really weird. Hey, kid, ye want to trade thy cow? Listen, I'm not trading my bossy very well. Would ye trade for a genuine gypsy princess?
I've never been so insulted in all my life.
I take it. We have a deal. I will give you 3 magic beans also, besides screw. And you plant them, and you got one big surprise.
You won't be no big surprise when Ma sees what I traded Bossy for. Well, Mother...
Nincompoop! Dimwit, you little brat!
But-
Numbskull! I can't believe it! I can't believe it!
But the
You
gypsy...
traded our cow for a few measly beans!
But Bossy would...
Nobody is that dumb!
Yeah, I know,
I'll
but the-
show you what you can do with your beans! Now go to your room and get out of my sight!
Okay. Boy, was she sore. Oh, gee. I wish I hadn't sold that cow.
Look at that.
Hello there? Anybody home? Hello, anybody? Ding dong. This is your Avon lady. That was pretty good. Anybody there? Did you hear me? Did you hear that, frog? I hear something. It's coming from inside.
Why don't you crawl under the door, dummy?
Okay, don't nag me. Hey!
Who do we have here? As I live and breathe, it's a little bitty boy baby. Aren't you a pretty little thing?
C-545. No, that's the wrong story. Oh, dear.
Judge, I just can't seem to make this thing work anymore.
Caroline, honey, don't you worry. You just listen to the story. Order.
Anyway, if you really want to hear a good story, let me tell you.
All right, I'd like to request recess.
See, just when she was getting to the good part. Let's see. Cinderella is the story of a little girl who rode her broom.
once lived in the village of Pax a prosperous widowed merchant named Fortunato and his beautiful daughter named Eleanor Amor. Fortunato was a kind and generous man and a good father to Eleanor Amor. Morta fashioned a wicked scheme to share in Fortunato's wealth.
I will put a spell on him with a magic potion, and I'll get the potion from the wicked witch.
Come in, dearie. Come in.
What have you got in the way of a love potion?
Love potions? I can see why you might want one.
And give me a potion.
Ain't that a pickle?
I want a potion to make Fortunato fall in love with me.
All right, dearie. How about this guaranteed?
Yes, that's what I want.
But this stuff only works once, and for a short time. And in your case, a very short time.
And that very night, she seemed to him a beauty. They were married the next day. However, the spell didn't last long. Very soon, Fortunato discovered the true nature of his bliss and never returned. Morta was furious. She was now deprived of the riches she had aimed to possess. Now, Eleonora was made to wait upon her stepmother and stepsisters hand and foot, do all the housework while her stepsisters looked on and laughed, do all the gardening and never to utter complaint. Little Eleonora did all this with never a protest, for she was a sweet child in the purest sense. Her nice clothes were taken away from her. Instead, she was given rags and a corner of the fireplace in which to sleep. Even her lovely name was changed, for they started calling her Cinderella. For 7 years did Cinderella toil without complaint. Then, one day, while Cinderella was outdoors working in the garden, a troop of noblemen happened by. Cinderella was astonished when the youthful leader reined his proud horse and elegantly doffed his cap.
A good day to you, miss.
Cinderella could not speak. So overcome was she with the pounding of her breast.
We must be going, Your Highness.
Your Highness? That was the prince.
The prince returned to the castle and presented himself to the king and queen.
Your Majesty, I am sad to report that I have not been able to find a fair princess that I would, should, could, or in any sense of the word, would marry.
That's very sad indeed. There is but one solution to the quandary. We must have a ball, or maybe two, and every eligible maiden in the land will come and dance with the prince.
Bright and early the next day, royal couriers sped to the far corners of the kingdom and nailed up notices to announce the royal ball.
Oh, Mother dear, let us buy beautiful gowns, then surely His Highness cannot do anything else but choose one of us.
But of course, my sweet darlings.
May I not attend the ball too, stepmother dear, if only for a little while?
Thou hast so much work to do, thou wilt be too tired. Besides, thou wilt have nothing to wear.
Morta bought the most beautiful silks she could buy.
Oh, I'm so proud of you two. I'd marry you myself. As for you, dear,
Here's some silken finery to adorn thyself with.
With these words, Mortar dangled 2 small pieces of cloth, leftovers from the dresses, in front of Cinderella's face, and let them fall to the floor at her feet. Cinderella buried her face in her hands and sobbed softly. When they had finally departed, Cinderella sat by the open window, staring dreamily at the distant royal castle. She was all the while sewing up the bits of pretty cloth Mortar had given her.
I will go to the ball. No matter what happens, I must see the prince again. I do hope the prince finds me attractive. Oh, how I wish I had a beautiful gown like the other girls.
In the meantime, the prince had a dismal time of it. He danced in turn with all the eligible maidens, while the king became more and more impatient.
This is all for nothing. I see no love light appear in the prince's eyes.
Cinderella was so spent from getting her sisters ready for the ball that she had fallen into an exhausted sleep. Suddenly, Cindy was awakened by a blinding flash. An old but friendly witch appeared, who smiled at Cindy.
Who are you? I am thy godmother, my dear child. Yes, Aunt. Oh, hope that you meet the prince again tonight. But thou shalt do exactly as I tell thee, and don't be the least bit surprised.
Oh, yes, yes, how wonderful.
Now, let's see. What's the first thing I do? I take my little wand, and then oh, yes, of course. It's the beautiful pumpkin gown.
Huh?
Oh, good heavens.
Please get me out of this.
Oh, gosh, I'm sorry, dear. You know, it's been such a long time. Let me think now. I must, if I come in, it will click out the cat. Oh, let me think. Oh, don't worry. Oh, my. Oh, goodness. Oh, I've got to get out of this somehow. Let me try plan 12. That wasn't it. Oh, good heavens. It must be 13. 14? Oh, is that an elephant? Oh, what a rip-off. A rip-off.
No, wait, you're you again.
Yes, but I feel terrible. Don't I? Yes, I do. Oh, gosh, if you knew what I went through.
I know, but please get me out of this thing.
Oh, yes, good heavens, it's getting early. I mean, it's getting late. Your dress. Aha. Now, let's see. Your dress is taken care of. Now, the next thing is
how do I get there?
The next thing is how do you... I just said that, Cindy. Let me see now. First, we need some horses. Yes, horses. Have you got any mice?
No.
Oh, well, how about some horses? I can turn them into mice. Oh, no time for joking. Now, let me think. What should I do? I say, no, that won't work. I could try that, but, oh, gosh, that's silly. I know that would never... Wait. Oh, gosh, well, just don't worry about anything. I mean, for me, it's just a piece of cake.
With these words, a huge cake appeared.
Oh, good Lord.
Which floated about 2 feet from the ground. Cinderella had completely disappeared. The cake made sputtering noises as it started to move towards the door. The door opened all by itself, and the cake sailed into the starry night. The clock now told 11. The cake, as if it had a mind of its own, floated towards the castle.
Where's that cake I ordered? Now, there's a neat trick from the kitchen.
We have a very clever cook, dear.
At exactly 11:45, the huge cake landed on the table, just when the unhappy prince was dancing by.
You better drop it now, Your Highness, my son. It looks like a pretty good piece of cheesecake there on the table.
The prince didn't need prodding. He indeed dropped his partner, who fell with a heavy thud on the palace floor. Then it happened. The cake opened up, and out came Cinderella,
while the prince and everyone else looked on in utter amazement. Now the prince seemed to float also.
It's 12. I must go.
Come back! Come back! Drat. I found her and I lost her. I must find her again.
For days did the handsome hung-up prince mope around the castle, hoping for Cindy's return.
If ever I find her again, I'm going to crown her my princess.
But when that proved in vain, he decided that he would go out and find her.
I don't even know her name or where she lives.
After 6 weeks and more than 14,000 stops.
I have tried.
But then one day, when he was just about ready to give up,
I feel that I've been here before. That house, this garden.
You, Your Highness. I deeply regret Your Highness's wasted efforts, sire. All the while, my two lovely, talented, and virtuous daughters.
I seek but one, madam, but produce them if you must.
Here they are, Your Highness.
If there are no others, madam.
Only Cinderella.
Shut thy trap!
Who is Cinderella, and where is she?
Here, Your Highness.
Oh, a mere scullery maid, Your Highness.
Were you at the ball?
Yes, Your Highness.
I want to make you my princess.
and they lived happily ever after. Well, now, didn't that end nice? Fairy tales always end like that, don't they? You want to know why they ended like that? Because they were afraid to tell the truth. Do you want to see what happily ever after was really like? Okay, I'll show you happily ever after. This is what it was like 20 years into that beautiful sunset. The kingdom continued to slide into bankruptcy. Marta and the stepsisters ran out of money and had to move into the castle because that was the easiest way to support them. The stepsisters kept complaining. The kids kept crying. That, kiddies, is what lived happily ever after was really like.
Order my coat! Order my coat! Come on. Come on.
Insists on hearing another story.
Well, Judge, if you insist.
Let's take the case now, Jack and the Beanstalk.
Once upon a time, there was a pretty golden-haired maiden named Little Red Riding Hood, who lived in a pretty little cottage on the edge of a deep woods. Now, everyone agreed that Little Red Riding Hood was the sweetest, most enchanting little girl they had ever known. The whole village loved pretty Little Red Riding Hood.
It's the day of the wedding and I overslept. Oh, dear. Oh, I have to get ready. I'm ready for the wedding now.
And you better get cracking, Lammy Pie, or you'll be late and screw up this whole story.
Oh, my goodness, Mother Goose. Don't be so pushy. I'm going. I'm going.
And off she went to the wedding in the little chapel in the green dell. Tippity-tat went her dainty feet. Rustle, swish went her lace petticoats.
Dear, I pray I shall not be late for the wedding.
Aha! Whither goest thou on my path?
I but hasten to a wedding in the little chapel in the green dell. Let me pass, lest I be late.
Red saw the trees spinning wildly and changing colors.
Oh, the wedding. I think I see it. Yes, that's it at last.
Yes, there it was, the little chapel in the green dell. But the wedding ceremony was fully underway when Red got to the chapel. We are gathered here today to join this young couple in the vows of holy matrimony. Do you, Adam, take this young farthing to be your, do you want to marry this girl today? And young lady, will you obey everything this young man might ask you to do? What God has put together, let no man put asunder. If there's anybody in this place that knows why these two young foolish idiots shouldn't be joined together, would you please say so now, or forever hold your peace?
This film came out in 1976, 4 years after Frank Bakshi's Fritz the Cat, and a lot of you will say it's like that, and it is. But there's a lot of different, especially the live action parts for adults, the mixing, the whole feel of it, mixing childhood stuff with adult stuff, like Bill Osco's adult Alice in Wonderland, like Charles Band's Fairy Tales. It even has some belladonna of sadness. You know what it makes me think of? You're going to be able to tell I'm from Michigan. It makes me think of Gangster's Fairy Tale from Ice Cube's first solo album, but mainly Dirty Nursery Rhymes from Two Live Crew. Now, like Don Jurwich, our filmmaker, coming from the cartoon world, Frank Welker is also a huge part of the cartoon world, and he's along for this journey. He did tons of voices. He did most of the voices. And you might recognize his voice from Scooby-Doo, probably his biggest thing, but many, many, many projects. Hal Smith plays Mother Goose, and I didn't even realize Mother Goose was a boy. Scout's honor. Not until I was doing my research and writing up this little script. I was like, huh? And Hal Smith is Otis the Town Drunk from the Andy Griffith Show. He's a big fat guy that was in tons of stuff, but that's what he's known for, Otis the Town Drunk. He played Santa Claus a bunch of times, and there's only 5 credited voice actors, because Welker did most of it. Kelly Gordon, Richmond Johnson, and Carol Piacente. I think I pronounced that right. I actually went to pronunciations.com. Piacente. They all chipped in. It was a grand old time, I would imagine. Probably. What do you think? I don't know. All right. Thank you for watching. Man, so many midweek drops. I realized that if I did one a week, not the regular Sunday with the new ones, but if I did one midweek drop a week, it would be almost a full year before this project's done. And I got filled with doom. And then, as you remember, I said yesterday, I said I was going to do 5 in 10 days. And I whooped that. I'm going to keep this up as much as I can. Stanima. Hey, look at these wristbands. This one's clean, and this one's dirty. When I got this film, it was dirty, and now it's clean. This is the part where I usually say, don't subscribe, don't like, don't share, just watch. I'm thinking about renaming on that, because we are clearly, it's the worst thing in the world for someone to say shadow banned. It is literally the cringiest thing you can say. But we deal with adult material. I mean, back in the day when this film came out, You know, I got thousands of views the first day. Our opening days were always 1,000. Now it takes us like 3 weeks to get to 1,000 views. And my regular videos, I just released a video that has 29 views from 4 days ago. 29 views. Oh, well, maybe you just have a couple hundred subscribers. I have over 26,000 subscribers. How did my video get 29 views? So maybe we should revolt and ask everyone to like and share, and the other one, subscribe. I don't know. All I care about is watching. The whole reason I started that motto was it was a satire. I just didn't want to be like everyone else that begs in their videos for those things. I said I would never do that, and I'm not going to start, but I am wondering what. I need a new approach. I don't know what to do. I don't know what the plan is. I'm thinking like a businessman. I apologize. But making this list and knocking these all out, and I'm wondering, do people even like this anymore? These get like 100 to 200 views in the first day, and that's pretty good. If there are literally 100 to 200 homies out there, then I feel good. The only bad thing is that I feel bad about being demonetized 4 times. This is our 5th time being back on YouTube, and that's so weird to say, but true. It's like YouTube is on to us, and we're not even doing anything wrong. These used to get pushed out because they were popular. When I had to delete 101 videos, we had multiple videos that had 1 million views. I had like 5 videos with 1 million views. These used to get circulated. And now, like I said, YouTube's onto us, even though we're doing nothing wrong. We are cleaner than way over half the YouTube channels. We are cleaner than like 80% of the YouTube channels. Because of this gimmick, because of this comedic gimmick and my love for exploitation films. And what started off as a joke became a love. I don't know why I'm saying this. I'm probably going to cut that all out. Girls, all I really want is girls. Our girl run might be over. Will you settle for some ladies?